Hey there, hi there, ho there. No, I'm just kidding. What's up? It's Day Trading with Danny. It's Trader Bay, Trader Barbie. What's good? What's good? All the nicknames, okay? So this morning I am going to, yeah. Yeah, baby. We're going to pre-market plan. Mm. Give me the lovin's. Give me all the yubbins, mom. Hi, baby. You want to talk, but mommy got to do her pre-market planning. Yeah, I got a pre-market plan. You're a big girl. So now that my big girl turned 1 years old, she thinks she's grown. So yeah. All right. So let me screen share. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's get into QQQ. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, I love how green we are, but I'm not going to get hyped because we came into a day like this where we were really nice and green and things switched on us so quick. Oh my God. Oh my God. We were green and we went red real quick when the market opened last week. I was like, what? I was kind of excited, but yeah. Hopefully, hopefully we keep it up. Hopefully we keep it up. So welcome to the pre-market planning. Now, the funny thing about my pre-market planning is that whatever I'm planning for NQ, ES, RTY, they translate over to SPX, QQQ, SPY, and IWM. They translate. And honestly, you should utilize the main ticker. You should utilize the main ticker to even take your trades for over here, honestly speaking. Honestly. But that's neither here nor there. That's when you come to one of my trainings or whatever the case is. Let's get into it. Let's see if my baby girl will stop kicking my arm so that I can move my mouse around efficiently. Sienna, stop, mommy. You gotta relax now. I know we've been playing, but you gotta relax. Okay, so I'm gonna go to NQ. The first thing that I want to do when I go to NQ is I want to look at the previous day high and low. Now, I already have some levels marked out of some rejections. When I see like a really nice sharp rejection in an area, I go ahead and I mark it. And that's how I create my levels and how they stick and how it works, right? So let's go ahead here. Let me see. This is the 1 minute. Absolutely not. That is like a lot. All right, let's hit the 1 day. And let's go over here to the 1 day and let's see what we're on. So currently, oh, see, we have a little pattern. We are technically, we've broken this rising wedge here, and now we're creating a downward wedge. Okay. So we've already broken the pattern that we had going for months when we were rallying on NASDAQ and other tickers. So that is very, very important to note and to look at like, wow, okay, we hit our pinnacle up here, on Wednesday, October 29th, and we've been in a downward trend since. Now, we are having healthy pullbacks, which is good. So we're having higher lows or higher highs and a higher low, and a higher high and a higher low, a higher high and a higher low. We might have a higher high, which means that this pushes up. See how that one pushed up just a little bit? We had a green day where the previous day, this candle pushed above the previous day's high. In the strat, this is a 2-2 continuation. Okay, all of these are honestly probably two continuations. I don't really see a three bar, or I haven't seen a three bar in a while, but now we are in a 2-2 down. Okay, so we're at a possibility of having a 2-2 down or a 2 up, even though we're in a downwards trend. Okay, so let's look at this. Our candle for today is green. We've already bottom ticked here down here at 24. What was that? 24,439, and then we stopped. So let's also take a scroll out on the daily and see here that we have the possibility of coming and retesting a couple of levels that I did not put a purple line for. So we rejected off of this one right here, and that happens to cover those two, which is perfect. Now we have a rejection right here. Okay, and let's keep taking it down. We have one here, and this is on the daily time frame. Perfect. Now there's our rejections. It was kind of tight up in here because these are 15-minute rejections. These are daily, so these are spaced out a little bit bigger. But these are the areas where we could bounce. So now that I know that these are the areas that we could bounce, okay, I go into the daily time frame and I take a look. And the first thing that I want to do, the first thing I want to do is I want to see what's the 50% of this candle. Good morning, Mama. My other baby girl just woke up. So let me see what the 50% of this. We are right above the 50% of this candle. Because that very, very light blue line, let's see if I could go in for you. Right there, that's the 50%. So we're going to mark that. We're going to make it a color that really stands out so that it's not confusing. And now I'm going to go ahead and remove that box and remove the other box. Remove and remove. Once I see that I love my neon colors, that we are above the 50% of the previous candle, that gives me an idea that buyers are in control. The moment that we drop back beneath the 50% of this candle, the halfway mark of this candle, that lets me know that sellers are in control. Anything could go though right now because market has not opened. It's 7:52 a.m. and we could drastically just continue to drop. So once we get back past this line, I will know that sellers have now taken the lead, and on Qs and NDX, sellers will take the lead. Will take the lead. Now, I would not be comfortable in entering a trade for this current candle until I'm gonna pull out my fib real quick. I'm sorry for that scream. I don't know what that was about. I'm gonna pull out my fib and I'm gonna place it on the candle, and let's go from the bottom. Is this my fib? Yes, it is. All right, cool. Okay. So now let's break this down to a 5-minute time frame. And I know you're like, oh my God, that's so many lines. You got those purple ones, you got the fib. That's too much. And it's like, we'll be okay. Please don't worry. All right. So basically, I see rejections. I see my purple line rejections where we've bounced off of. That's fine. But right now, okay, we're doing good. We're up here, very close to the zero. Sorry, I had to mute for a second and tell her, girl, you gotta chill. But anyways, we're very close to the zero on the standard deviation. So honestly, I'm just looking for a break of that to move above and to keep going. And then now we tapping into uncharted area from yesterday. So with that being said, since we are past yesterday's rejection, and then past Tuesday's rejection, now we need to mark rejections here, right? So what I will do is I'll take it to the 15-minute time frame, and I want to look for where a long wick touched, like on the chart, and I mark that as a level of rejection. It's that simple. All right. There's a lot of long wicks here in this area, a lot of long wicks in this area. So, and I think I already marked the bottom of those, but I'm going to also mark here. Let me see. I'm also going to mark here because now we're moving upwards. So I need to know where my rejection is moving up the scale, okay? Versus down the scale. That was a good spot right there. Yeah. Perfect. Now, like I told someone in my class, if you get easily overstimulated by seeing so many lines on your chart, then by all means, write these levels of rejections down. That's what I would do. I write them down on paper because this is where you could pivot again. I don't like that one. That one's not doing enough. So I like this one. That one does a lot. You see how they're getting more spaced out? There is less falling in this area. It was more stretching out and stretching upwards and doing what needed to be done. So it doesn't even have like a place that I could really mark. There's that one. Yeah, that one got touched like 3 times. And then this one here, it only got, it's a double bottom right there, so it's a very important level. All right, and oh yeah, that's a nice long wick right there, that rejection. Let's put that there. Okay, perfect. There's another touch right there. And now I feel like I have enough going on. That's good. So I see where I am per standard deviation. I'm gonna pop that back off because I don't have to keep it. Boom. I'm gonna go back in here and make all of my lines down a little bit smaller so that they're not so big and clunky on my chart. I'm gonna make them a 1 point and I may make them a dotted line. Dotted lines are sometimes easier on the eyes. So we're just gonna go in here and make all these dotted 1 pointers. Okay. All right. Let's do a dotted line and a one. See how, like, it just drastically changed the chart doing it this way. It's not so pop outable at you, like, like just grabbing your eye. It's a little bit easier on the eye. And sometimes you need that. But you still need to see that, oh, I'm approaching an area that we could bounce off of based off of previous data. So there's that. And here's this. Okay. Perfecto. All right, so I have all of my levels marked and now I'm ready for my day. Now, I could trade on the 15 minute or I could trade on the hour. I like to trade on the hourly or the 30, believe it or not, and execute like down on a lower time frame. So right now, I come into the hour and I take a look. I saw that currently our day is green. This is hourly and this is since, let me see, we're 6 p.m. All right, this is 6 p.m. 6 p.m. right here. So from 6 p.m. all the way up until now, we've actually gone up, and that's why the market is green, okay? So from 6 p.m., we came here. This was our lowest point. This was the bottom of the day. And from this lowest point right here, we have been in calls and going up all morning. Technically, from that point, you could have been in a call position on NASDAQ and be up probably like $2,000 if you had have been awake for that lowest point, which I was. That's funny. I was awake. All right. So notice here that we're to the green cloud, the cloud, the EMA cloud. Shout out to Be Nice with F&P Trades. But yeah, here's the clouds. We're above the green cloud, so that symbolizes that now buyers are in control. However, we haven't broken above the gold cloud. There's not enough power. They are exhausted. The push up, happened really good between 12 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the hour of 6 was ridiculously small, and here we are into the hour of 7. That's a failed 2 on the 6. And then here's a 2 going downwards at the set, like we haven't taken out the high. So this kind of gives me a little bit of an insight that we might have downward action in the beginning part of like the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. We really might. Okay. It's funny, a new hourly candle just opened. So let's just take a look at this real quick and see how it looks. We wicked right at the cloud. So we're wicking right at the cloud, but as you can see, we're not getting beneath this one here. Okay, we're doing good. A lot of power coming in. This is very important to pay attention to about those like the top of the hour, how people really be paying attention to the tops and bottoms of hours and how they react to their positions. Okay. So still not enough power here. I don't know why I had this blue marked off, but technically this is the high of the day. We need this, and I might make this a little bit bigger. Let's make it a 2, but let's make it dotted. We need to break above the high of the day. We really need that. And until we do that, this is not giving what you would want to comfortably say, yeah, I'm finna get in call positions and go for the long haul because the volume here is low. The volume here is low and that's not good. Right here, there's buyers and sellers are, on both ends, pushing it. So there we go. Now I did this. I showed y'all how I marked levels. Okay, we're gonna go over to ES and do the same thing just to get a consensus of what we could possibly be looking at for the morning. Now levels, I'm gonna post. Oh crap! I just moved my line. I'm going to post levels in my Discord for my Discord members, both paid and free members on Wednesday. So they're actually going to get levels today. But I see what I need to see that this ain't enough of what I need, right? So let's take a look at ES and I'm gonna leave this up on the chart so that um oh God, I don't want to pay the $30 a month. I thought I was gonna have two screens open, but I guess I'm not. Okay. Anyways, so here we go. Let's take a look at ES. Let's see. I have some lines here, but let's just start from scratch real quick from scratch. It's 8:02, so I will be done doing this by 8:15 so that I can go and do what I need to do for my Discord real quick. And I actually teach a class today. Like it's a joint free members and week-long intensive for day trading. So I'm like, it's a lot going on. Busy week, but I love it. Okay. So boom, looking at the consensus of the day, we see we have been dropping since October 29th, we had a little bit of a rebound right here, and then we dropped again. So technically, we've had one, two, three, four consecutive red days, and this is shaping up to be a number five. Why is it shaping up to be a number five? I don't even think we've made it halfway through this candle. Let's take a look and see. Just barely made it halfway through the candle. Let's go ahead and mark that off. All right, let's get rid of our box. And now we know that's the halfway of the previous day, okay? But this is still a one bar, it's still on the inside, and we shouldn't be making any moves until we break the previous day high or low, which reminds me, okay, I did mark previous day high or low, but let me turn it another color. Let's make it green. There we go. Now I know when we get out of green, that's a high probability setup, like a really good setup, once we can break out of this range. So here's our range again. That's our resistance, and this is our support for the day. All right, so now I'm going to go in smaller, like on the 15-minute time frame, and find levels that long wicks rejected from, both to the upside and the downside. So I want to look for levels here, like underneath, and levels on top is what I'm doing. So that one's already marked off. We had some rejection there. I need to put this back down on 1 point dotted line, and I need to make it purple. Okay, and we're going to hit clone. There we go. It's funny when you use the clone tool, sometimes it does it for you. Like you see how it did that? It put that line there and it set it right where we had a lot of rejection. So I'm going to try it again. Sometimes clone be doing what she needs to do. Sometimes she doesn't. Yep, she put one there where this green line is. What is this green line though? Hmm. Okay. Well, she put one where the green line is. There we go. Let's see. We're going to hit clone again, see where she gives me. She went right back to that spot. No problem, girl. No problem. So we're going to put a line there. Let's zoom in a little bit more. We're going to put a line here at this nice rejection. All right. Let me see. That was a nice shoot up right there. That's a long wick. Let's do that one. Let's do this one. Okay. Let's do this one. Also, gotta notice this double bottom right here. So I hate to do two right, but like we need to, that's a clean little, all right. This is a nice rejection here. Okay, that one there. is nice. Does anything else sit on top of this? Yes, it does. Two other candles. So we're gonna mark that. All right, let's keep moving up. We're gonna go here. We're going to go there. Okay, we're moving upwards now, y'all. Boom. It's very, it's very, like the more you do it, it's muscle memory. You just keep practicing marking charts, looking at charts, seeing where strong rejections sit. This is notable too. That was like on a whole number. Let me see. Do I want to do these two? These are both long. Yeah. You never know what's gonna happen with. Okay. There in here. Let's see. Boom. Bam. This wick. Eh, I mean, I do like that this candle touches this like this, the close and the open, but that's normal. Can't clap for a fish swimming, right? Um, okay, let's look for more double bottoms, like candles that overlapped or came down to a point together, sorta, and pay attention to those too. There we go. And there's one there. I love how my eyes can just like see what I need to see. It comes with practice. It really does. You'll see me skip some because they don't give me what I need it to give. Like I want to see it touch in multiple areas or make sense in multiple areas before I do that. So when I did this right here, I looked at this candle. I said, okay, that looks good. It's not a long wick, but it looks good. And as I went over to the left, I saw that two candles touched that exact area. So that's markable worthy. Markable worthy. All right, boom and bam. There you go. And bam. Cool. All right. So with that being said, now we got levels. So now we're coming down. We are about to touch the midpoint of the previous hourly can day candle. Once we touch that midpoint and we break through both of these clouds, bears are back in control again. They woke up from their slumber. Let me see. And they say, y'all, what's good? Where the party at? That's what they said. You're like, where the party at? Like, okay, guys, where have you guys been like since 6 o'clock? Y'all went to bed? You guys had a life, is what you're telling us? Okay, so now we're just gonna scroll over. Oh, we're gonna scroll over. I really want to push this up, please. Thank you, chart. And what I want to do is I want to try to scroll over to the previous like area and see if there's anything that I missed outside of previous day high and low, maybe back from October or something like that. Because if this is in fact a bearish day, we're going to push a lot lower. I know I just did all these rejections for the higher part of the chart, but I need rejections for the lower part of the chart. So now I'm going to go over here and boom, 2 wicks touch. Let's go. You're going to keep looking and don't worry, you'll catch something. Look at this low. Look, our previous day low was a rejection all the way from October 14th. Do you see how these levels, like price revisits levels all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. All right. Let me see. Do I want to mark the eh? I don't have to mark that. Hi, baby girl. Let me see. Just playing with a balloon. God, Lee, you been up high, huh? I got one cute little extra line down here to the downside, but goodness. Okay, now we're back cooking, I think. No, we're not. Like, we haven't seen 6,500 in a hot second, huh? All right. Okay. Here we now life is making sense. All right, let me see what we got here. We were riding this line. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Like I know 6,500 got, don't tell me I ain't crazy. All right, now we getting some markups. You guys might hear a 3-year-old crying in the background. I think she doesn't want to come back upstairs, and Dad's dragging her back upstairs for the day. Let me see. That was a nice rejection there. We could get this down here where we were consolidated on top of. Perfect. Now I'm getting some stuff. Now I got some content. Yes. Okay. Um, yes, this line here was once resistance, then support, and then resistance. It was resistance, resistance, then support. Love, love, love. Standing ovation, cookie cutter, textbook worthy line. Okay. So this is all we doing? Y'all going, that's all y'all giving me? Till August, Sunday. Okay. Unless we had like some type of crazy jump up or jump down, but my chart's black here. So that's all they're giving me. All right, y'all. That's all we got to work with. Reset chart view. Yeah. Hi, baby. All right. We got some levels down here. I guess that's enough to get us through. Going all the way down to 6430. Okay. It's funny because I remember the 6460. I don't know what day it was on, but I remember this being a very, very important level. So I'm marking it. I remember that from trading ES and SPX. As you guys heard, I just got a phone call. So, anyways, I got everything marked up. Okay, we're gonna pop this up to the 1 hour on ES. We're gonna reset our chart view, and here we are. So the 1 hour, we're already breaking through. Yeah, we're already breaking through that previous candle 50%. We are already breaking through some of these up in here. I feel like I don't have to. These are, I think, double bottoms. I'm gonna take some out. I'll leave it. When they're real close, I'll just give myself a little bit of space. Like right. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So I think I'm gonna take a trade here. Think I'm gonna take a trade here. Oh, not on ES. Ooh, that made me nervous just now. On MES. Like, please. All right, there we go. And let me drop it down to the 5 minute and just see if I'm seeing correctly on this drop that we're about to have. It looks like I am. The top of the hour is right here. Okay, let me mark off the top of the hour. That's where I would want my stop loss to be. And now I'm going to click sell. All right. So let me see if I do this correct. I always mess this part up. I'm telling y'all now, I always mess this part up. Oh dang, where did it go? I'm looking for my trade button. There we go. So right here, okay. A stop buy at the top of the hour. Or honestly, just a little above this. Yeah. Because I would not be surprised if they don't try to wick up there and take out people's stop losses. So it's a stop for one, and I'm in a sell for one. I'm going to click that. And now that's my stop loss button. So whatever position you're in, you choose the opposite and then you let it rock and roll and you see what happens. Once we push down a little bit more, I'm going to move this buy stop so that I could lock in profit. Because unfortunately, when I'm using Tradovate through TradingView, we do not have a trailing stop and I hate it. So I just have to keep an eye out on that. And that's literally how I mark up my charts. And now you just saw how I even enter a trade and just let things play out. Based off of what I see here, we're not doing the best here on this hourly candle. But if we start, I'll be honest with you, if we get here and I'm really not feeling holding this position, I will exit. Even though my buy stop is higher than that, I don't want to give $40 away. So I may just click the reverse position and then get in position for us to move upward. Okay. And it seems like they want to try to rebound right here, but we are beneath the clouds. So I'm not going to get too worked up yet because we haven't made it above the EMA clouds just yet. If we drop, we have a possibility of making it to this level, and that's what these levels are for, to let me know where we're headed and where we could possibly bounce back again. Okay. So that's everything in regards to marking levels on both NQ and MES. I would do Russell, but now I need to go ahead and grab these levels for my Discord members, and I don't want this video to be too long. I hope you enjoyed this video, and what else? Yeah, make sure that you hit up Risk to Riches Discord. Make sure you hit it up. Come join. Come see what's up. See if you like it. Whatever the case is, look at that. We wicked right at the bottom of the EMA cloud, right there on the hourly. But like I said, I'm still going to leave this open and just see if we go back and retest a level, any of these levels, and I could grab profit while we do that retest and then get in position for what the day is going to hold here shortly. So that's everything. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later.